We good to go. Good to go.
All
So
right.
what's going on, man?
None. Just had to deal with my dad shit with him with the hospital calling me, and it's weird because they're asking me well, they're like, "What you want us to do?" And I ain't
Gee.
talked to this dude in years, man.
Yeah.
But then, but I actually talked to him before. I guess he got put in that state where he's unresponsive, and
Oh, he is. Okay, so
it
he's in
was
that kind of predicament. Shit.
yeah. Yeah, and it was like,
Damn.
damn, 4 days ago, I called him on his phone and talked to him, and
Yeah.
he didn't make. It was weird because he was just like, yeah, they just got me in here. I came in because I wasn't feeling good,
Mm.
and then I called a hospital finally because they were supposed to call me, and yeah, they're
Mm-hmm.
just like, yeah, he's unresponsive. We put him on a ventilator. They don't
Oh,
put a
damn.
they don't put a central tube in, and
I'm assuming
so.
for well, I ain't gonna state the obvious, but is it what we think it is? Or
Yeah,
is it something else?
it's not no COVID. He had liver failure and
Okay.
kidney
Oh
failure
man.
from years of alcohol abuse and shit.
Well, I empathize with that and
It's
damn.
not the COVIDs, man.
No. Well, yeah, I mean, either way, whether it's COVID, I mean, COVID would just be that's just a probably just an opening segue for something else. But this is your pops we talking about, and you
Yeah,
know, I know y'all had.
and I
Yeah, go
said
ahead.
I ain't talked to him for years, but
Yeah,
it's just weird to be in that predicament where you got to make all
yeah,
these choices, and
yeah.
I don't I don't know what he wants, so
Right, right.
it's like I guess I just kind of played it how how I would want to be in there. So it's
True. I
just
mean,
basically keep them comfortable, and
hmm
if shit keeps going out. Like, I mean, there's no reason to try to keep them alive.
do they wait, Tom? So they don't think he's even going to pull through? He's unresponsive, but do they think that he'll bounce out of that? I'm assuming he's in a coma,
Nah,
right?
he's in he's in induced coma, and
Okay.
he's not, he ain't gonna come out of it. This is pretty much it. And then also on
Damn.
top of it, what sucks is like I would go see him, but man, my whole financial situation right now is like really fucked to where I
Yeah.
couldn't even do that if I wanted to. Which I do.
Damn, bro.
Like I said, I would go over there and
Yeah. Just
just to
yeah.
pay my
Go.
last respects, but it was pretty cool because at least the nurse let me FaceTime him, and
FaceTime.
I
And at least you got
got
to
to
talk to
yeah,
him too,
I
man.
got to say my little piece, and I was basically like, hey, you don't gotta hold on to nothing. I'm
Mm.
cool, and you know.
Were y'all able to somewhat bond? Or I know you say it's been a few years, but like maybe the last time y'all spoke, other than this past last time, were y'all able to like kind of hash anything out and just kind of, or y'all just kind of let bygones be bygones?
Not yeah, I never brought anything up. He never asked me
Mm.
for anything, and
Okay.
so it
All
ain't
right,
like
man.
he just I guess he wanted to let me know what was going on because one of his friends' son like hit me up to
Right.
let me know like, hey, he's in the hospital, and hell, they
That
didn't.
shit.
It's weird because they didn't even know it was like gonna be all that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it, man. That's it's like untimely. I mean, I got some experience with that too, and it's just damn, man. When it happens, it comes out of nowhere. You never know when it's gonna
Yeah,
hit. Same thing happened with my mom's different situation, but definitely when I found out, no, it was out. I mean, when I found out, she already passed. She was already dead, and so either way,
yeah,
man,
that's not cool.
it's just, I mean, but you know, a similar thing. At least you got to talk to him, and guess what? Not even 48 hours. It's just ironic that you said that because not even 48 hours before my mom had passed. This is years back, about 5 years ago. Like, at least I was able to talk to her. We talked for about a good hour and everything, so we was all in good spirits. So at least we both got to talk to him, talk to our caregivers, our parents, or before they. I mean, we all gonna hit the bucket one day. We all gonna croak. So whenever it happens,
Yeah.
it happens. But shit, at least we
Yeah,
talk to
it's
them, man.
yeah. Less you know that morality's there and shit that
Exactly.
we ain't gonna be here.
Yeah.
And hell,
It-
the time we have it ain't even really that long. So
it's not. That shit speeds up after fucking shit. I remember after I
till
hit
you're a
21.
kid,
After I hit 21, that shit sped up. I'm at
yeah,
32 with a quickness, man. Shit.
yeah, I know. It's like shit. I feel like I just got out of high school. Like, man, what the hell
Yeah.
going on?
Yeah. My body don't think that way much anymore, but I mean my mind still does.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
but
Well, it's all good, man. I mean, we gonna touch on some lighter topic. But just to let everybody know, man, like, you know, this is not, casting any aspersions on anybody who might have problems with their parents. I mean, you're gonna have, as you grow into an individual, when you get past a certain age, you're gonna start to become more independent. You're gonna have problems with your parents a little bit,
yeah,
and
always
depending on
just
the
family in
circumstances,
general, man.
family in general. And the thing is, though, is that it always at least have that foundation of respect, and know that it's a part of growing up, and it's a part of finding out who you are and what you're making your mark in this world, whatever that may be. And if the parent, even us as parents, we do the best we can. It's gonna happen
Yeah,
to us too. So as far as our kids growing up, and they're gonna break away from us a little bit, so
yeah.
we just do the best we can. That's
Best
all.
we can, try to guide them and just give
Yeah.
them best advice, and
Yeah.
that's all. Just know, just know they care about you, especially if they're there. And if
Oh,
they're
they
not
care.
there, shit,
Oh
then
yeah. Oh yeah,
you
man.
know, situations are different. But yeah, like it's
Yeah.
weird because my wife, her aunt died. Like hell, when I left Georgia, like she was alive when I was in Georgia. When I got back here, it was like maybe a week later, and she was like, my
Hmm.
aunt died. I was like, what? It's like, damn, we were just over there. Like, well, we didn't go over there. Like, I guess she's been going through some stuff before she
Right.
died with depression and stuff. So,
Y'all was, I mean, still in the area. Y'all was still in the
yeah.
vicinity.
Well, she should have, like, I don't know. None of her family came to really see them or none.
Just
So,
ironic. It's just ironic. It's like we were just there and now she gone. So yeah, I understand that, man. Shit.
so, but yeah, just, if you got family you care about, man, just let them
And
know as
tell them
much
you
as
give
you
a damn
can.
about them. You know,
Yeah.
even if you don't like them too much, tell them like, hey, I mean, listen, even those people problems with their folks and parents. I mean, they birthed you. Y'all might not get along personally, but you alive and kicking and are able to express opinions in this world and go out and make money, do things, and make your mark in this world. And you know, that's still thanks to them. And the other parts of as far as if you got problems with them and relationships and all that, that's a separate thing. You can work that out amongst yourselves with them, but at least you here, and that's still something to be very thankful for. Because they could have just aborted you, and yeah, anything could have happened. Now that's the positive way I look at it. On the other side is some people would have rather have not even been born. Some people feel that way. Some people actually really grow up feeling that way. Like, why they even have me if they gonna act like this and not even treat me like their son or daughter? All I'm saying is man, you can look at it that way, the negative or positive way, or however way you want to look at it. But you know, I like to at least think that there was somewhat of a good intention if you're still here on this earth. They
Yeah.
might have made bad decisions if they weren't in your life after that. But I would like to think that they made the decision to have you, and they wanted you to have a chance in this world, even if they paved out a hard road for you. You know what I'm saying? So I empathize people with parents and without parents, or maybe just caregivers or friends they grew up with, family maybe they didn't have them all. I empathize with everyone's situation, good and bad. So I just want to tell y'all, at least
Yeah.
tell them that you recognize that they're here and that you still, on some base form, still love them. And then that's all you can do, man. You
Yeah,
know.
Forgive and forget, and
Yep.
you know, and on top of that, like there's someone around you that cares about you, and you
Yeah.
know, there's something there. Like you're not just alone. I mean, I know we like to think we alone and shit, but
No, we not. Not not
more
not in,
people, more people can, have been in in our circumstances, and
I
we
hear
just
you.
gotta just find them, and they can give you advice and just grow with the experience. That's all that can really be
Yeah.
done, man. We're all here for a purpose, too.
Nicely put. Nicely put. Yeah, yeah. But on a lighter note,
I
all
ain't
right.
exactly got some, but we improv the whole
Yeah,
thing,
we
so
improving the whole
we
damn thing.
improv this too.
All right, fuck it, then. All right, cool. All right, this is your man Norris, aka Chub P, and you
This
know,
is Copycat the Great, also known as Antonio Ortiz, or actually better known as Antonio Ortiz. And this is the random shit.
this is random shit, baby.
There
So
you go.
we promoting growth and objectivity, positivity, and
And
optimism.
touching on popular culture and what's going on in the world.
Yeah, we even touch on music, anything that we can get our hands on to speak on. We talk about it, man. So
And a lot of shit talking, and it's just like me and Nora's just talking to each other, and anyone's welcome to join the platform.
on a lighter note, I know that was some heavy stuff, but on a lighter note, uh, who you voting for?
Me?
I don't know. I'm just
Going third party
you
probably.
going third party.
Even if I even vote.
I ain't going no party. I'm going to watch this motherfucker burn.
Oh, okay. You over here like the Joker and shit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna watch. And he had honestly, that was one of my favorite characters uh amongst the Watchmen, man. The comedian,
Oh, the comedian,
because
yeah.
he had such a because he was such a rogue, but he was also like he saw like the bullshit, and he's just
Yeah.
like, I'm just gonna do what the fuck I want and watch the
Jeez.
world gonna burn anyway. Like there's never gonna be peace. There's
Did
never
that a
and it.
little too much though.
I know he was a little okay. He was
He went
eccentric.
overboard.
He went overboard. He was eccentric. He was, and he
uh,
got what he deserved in the end. He did, But
damn, yeah.
I mean, he had that shit coming. But
I
to
know.
be fair, you know,
But
there
like
was
you
also a
said,
divisive plan for that too. So
yeah. Cause shit then on one of them, I forget, man, I haven't seen in a while, but I know one of them was like the comedian was right about all this shit.
yeah. What's his name?
Fuck, I forgot. Was it Warshak?
It might have been Warshak, or maybe it was Owl Night. Jesus. Is it
Been
Night
a
Owl?
while. It's kind of fuzzy for me.
It is too. It is for me too. It's been a while since I've
So
seen it,
you
but
you you must have actually just finished watching the joint I told you about, the
The Watchmen,
series.
the series, I'm
Yeah.
on. Okay, so I haven't finished it, but I am on episode 7 or no 5, and she realized who her real, which was kind of trippy. She realized who her real father was
Okay.
or grandfather was.
The Hooded Justice or whatever.
Yes, and I was
That
kind
was
of
the
like,
trip.
yeah, that was really wild. I said,
That
holy shit,
reveal.
yeah. I'm gonna stay watching it. I haven't watched it in a few weeks, but I'm gonna pick back up where I left off. Um, there was a couple other shows I was catching up on, so I kind of lost the traction on it. But I'm gonna pick it
Okay.
back up, man.
I
Yeah.
need to log into my Amazon Prime so I can check the boys out. I keep
Oh,
seeing
that's
commer
next,
I keep seeing commercials for. I'm like, man, he told me to watch this a while back, but
man. You got to start from season 1, episode 1. You will not. This one show, I know people always like to hype shows up for people and say, "Okay, I'll find out when I watch it." But when you
yeah,
let me tell you, you will not be disappointed. I
I'll just
promise you.
watch the whole thing all the
Just
way
watch it.
through.
Binge watch it, get you some car vodka, mix it with some orange soda or some shit, whatever. And just if the kids ain't in the house, And if you got the day away from the kids and the wife, all that, binge watch that shit. It is worth it. It's worth it,
Uh,
man.
yeah, I fucked around and binge watched that Cobra Kai because I sat down one Saturday. It was early.
Yeah.
I still had to edit my other podcast,
Okay.
but I was like, yeah, let me take a break, man. I watched the first episode like thinking it was gonna be like kind of cheesy or whatever.
Right. Right.
It was later that
It was.
night. I was like, all right, let me go ahead and edit this show because I
you
watched
were
all
actually
two
surprised.
seasons. Yeah, I was surprised, and I just watched the whole damn thing all the way through.
Good Lord, man.
So
They got to bring back old boy from Karate Kid 3 because honestly, he was because first it was the main villain from the first one. I forget his name.
Johnny Lawrence, man.
Johnny Lawrence. Yeah, my bad. But the
Yeah,
next guy in Karate Kid 3, not in Karate Kid 2 where they went,
not
to
Okinawa.
no, I'm talking about Karate Kid 3 because that dude he was ruthless. I mean, Johnny
Oh,
was.
when he joined the Cobra Kai and shit.
Yeah, I can't remember yeah, when Daniel he thought that he was breaking away from Mr. Miyagi's teachings and thought that it was a better way. And
He
then oh
wanted
boy,
because he wanted to compete and shit, and
it was a publicity stunt too. They were kind of like they were playing Daniel, they were manipulating him into thinking that he was
yeah,
invincible and he really wasn't but what's that cat's name, man?
to look it up.
Oh,
I know you
crap.
talking about he had the ponytail and
Yeah.
shit.
Well, not even him, the actual his student, the guy that the because he was doing some Q&As too. Let me see. I got it right here. Hold on. Karate Kid 3. There been some grumblings, not grumblings. There's been some rumors that he might actually come back.
Bring them. Yeah, that would be good for the show if they just brought back people. Even
Mike Barnes, which is played by Sean Kanan. Mike Barnes
okay,
was the character, I think. Yeah, and his teacher, which is a sadistic fuck, uh, Thomas Ian Griffith, which is he plays Terry Silver.
okay.
So they need to bring because they already brought back John Kreese. The
Yeah,
old
oh man, yeah, that
they
dude,
brought back that
that
dude.
poisonous motherfucker, man. Because
I
I was
kind of
like,
like him. He's cool, but
no, well, I mean, it makes the show interesting, but
yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, oh man, you cannot trust that dude, bro.
No,
He
no.
about to poison all that shit.
Lord, he can't let it go. The glory days, he can't let it
Hell
go.
nah.
But
And
yeah,
it
hey,
kind of
that's a good
sucks
show.
because yeah, it is because Johnny was like, you know what, I fucked up he fucked me up when I was younger, so he was like, I'm gonna
Yeah,
fuck these kids
yeah.
up.
I'm gonna fuck these kids up.
But John Kreese came in there, and I ain't gonna spoil none. Yeah, that motherfucker poisoned all that shit.
Yeah, right. Well, it was bound to happen again. It was bound to happen again, man. But yeah, man. Not to swing the argument a little or swing the segment, but man, I had an argument. A debate with somebody at work, man.
Okay, long as
Had
you
a
ain't
debate.
start screaming and
Nah, I ain't. I don't do all
get
that, man.
rowdy with them.
No, I mean unless you like listen to
Look,
dude born in '60.
motherfucker, I'm
Look,
right.
man.
Oh, boomer.
Yeah, well, he might have been. I think he was born in the '60s. I don't know.
Nah, Lord.
He
Yeah.
definitely does not. He definitely can't let go of the past. I mean, you got to adapt some kind of way,
Yeah.
like to life. As the decades go by. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't just.
Mhm.
But I don't know. We had a debate because I had a discussion with someone I was talking to about police reform and all that. I don't even remember how the discussion came up, but we were talking about it, and I got an interesting little twist on kind of how I think because all these grumblings and people shouting about police reform and police defunding and all that. I really don't think we should defund the police, and I'm gonna tell you
Oh.
why.
All right.
I'm gonna tell you where I think it's not about defunding or increasing funding.
Whoa.
It's about allocating. No, well, that's about where these funds that are
Should
currently in
go.
place should be allocated to. You can move money around. We need to get these police officers, many of them who don't have much knowledge about this, in the classroom again. Two different things in the classroom to learn the Constitution, learn their penal codes, learn the law, so that way It takes them out of riskier situations so they don't respond to calls that have of no value, of no urgency to them. So it decreases the likelihood of even having a run-in with, with an individual or a potential situation where they could, lose their lives or put themselves in a dangerous situation. Number two, and this is the second important thing, is that I think this money should be going to actually getting these guys psych tests, because there's one before you get hired on, and then after 2-3 years, these cops are burnt out, and then they go out, they disgruntled, they're angry about shit. Their wife leaves them, all that. They need psych tests so they can see if they're still kind of like what James Bond had to do in was it Skyfall or Spectre? And remember, he got shot, and he thought that they thought they left him for dead or whatever. He thought that they left him for dead, because he was shot by accident by his own organization. He came back and they gave him that psych evaluation, and he was psychologically screwed and fucked up. They still put his ass back out there back in the field. Like, no, you shouldn't have
They're
done
like,
that.
fuck it.
Yeah, like fuck it.
We need
He's
you
James.
out there.
Like, that's what they need to do, man. They need to actually put the money to where it'll benefit the police officer. Because my last thing, and then I'm gonna let you go. I promise. The last thing I'm gonna say is that a lot of times, man, these guys get burnt out on the job. If you defund the police right now, honestly, you see the people that the police officers that are quitting, and then the crime rate is started skyrocketing, especially here in Minot. The crime rate in Minot, especially amongst murder, has been up, is the most it's been in 20 years. Last statistics say. So my thing is that a lot of these guys are already disgruntled out here, and they talk about defund the police, all this stuff. And like, I understand the sentiment of why people want them to be defunded, but there's also like, now they're starting. People don't understand that they're letting criminals out of jail a lot more now. They're a lot like there's people are going to be walking on your street now, and there's going to be no chance of. I mean, they're even talking about, you know, uh, eliminating. A lot of people were trying to get some bill passed. It was a couple years ago, a bill passed that would prevent criminals from having to pay to pay a bail, so that way once they go to jail and get arrested, and they can just go out on bond without ever having to pay anything. And like, y'all are talking about defunding this, and it just kind of like really messed with me. Like, defunding is not really the right answer, because hell, if you thought they were disgruntled about the pay and some of them are overpaid. Now I get that some police officers are overpaid, especially the ones that actually go out there and have abusive authority, and they just kind of think they can do what they want, which I don't agree with, and I can't stand policemen that are or police women that behave in that manner and bend the law at their own will. But defunding the police, it just might not be the smartest of ideas, considering crime and the riots and everything going on right now. Now people are calling the police, and the police are like, I mean, we'll get to you when we get to you. Hell, I work security. People call the police, man. It take them like about 10, 15 minutes longer now.
Hmm.
I mean, shit. Y'all gotta like understand that, like, in my opinion, I get that the sentiment, like I said earlier, of wanting to defund them because of what's been going on transpiring. But we got to look at the bigger picture, because if there's no one to guard the streets, yeah, you can protect yourself, and that's fine. We'll see how long that lasts. I'm pretty sure don't nobody have enough rounds as much as police departments do, or you know what I'm saying. And it's like, you gotta just tread carefully with extreme kind of like initial thoughts and initial claims that you just need this to happen now. Like, look at the bigger picture. So I understand if you want to defund a little bit in certain areas. Maybe they don't need all the newest high tech equipment. Maybe they don't need all the newest gadgets to perform the duties right then and there. Maybe they need to be brushed up on the law first better, so that way they can perform their duties lawfully and legally. And that's all I was trying to say, man. Yeah, that's all I was trying to say.
Okay. Well, to expand on that too, I just wanted to make sure that people understand when they say defund the police, that don't mean like let's get rid of the police department type
Right,
shit.
right. That
Like
too.
it's kind of like what you said. They need to like maybe they don't need a tank and missile launchers and shit like that to battle local crime. Like
Okay.
maybe take some, like you said, take some of that money, train have a a more extensive training, and then
and train the mind. Yeah.
a
Yeah.
reevaluation every year or whatever they
Mm-hmm.
think it should be.
Yes.
And yeah, and then on top of that, just have more things in place to actually protect the police from having a video just thrown up there with no context. And
With no yes. There you go.
because I see that get played a lot.
Yeah.
And I'll condemn some of the, not condemn, or I'll say some of the police that react to situations, and
Mm-hmm.
especially when you see a video with no context, like, well, why did the cop have to end up, putting a person down?
Right.
And even when they're like, when the cop has to use a little extra force, you can
Right.
tell when they're not like abusing the fucking person.
Right.
Cause,
Exactly.
cause some of them is just like over the top. Like even after the dude's arrested, they're sitting there punching him in the back of the head and fucking, just
Yeah.
fucking somebody up.
Caught in the heat of the moment. Yep. Of
Yeah,
him
like he
doing a
like
little too much.
yeah, like you can like I said, even if it's out of context, you can still tell like the cops just doing his job, or if the cops going overboard with
Going
shit.
overboard. Right. Yeah. That's that, bro. I can't even agree with you more. That is like straight up, man. That's what we need. They always, I mean, what's that saying, man? A mind is a terrible thing to waste. Well, let me tell you something,
Yeah,
man. These motherfuckers out here, they got to deal with unruly, unruly people, savages out here. People just, and I don't mean that in the in
they
the
just
context of
running
what y'all,
crazy in the
just
streets,
people running
man.
out here crazy in the streets doing stupid ass shit, and they just trying to police the community to keep it safe and keep shit from, like, we got to understand that, it's a 50-50 street. I say the same thing when I interact with people at my job. I got to come with a different kind of energy, because not everything needs to be met with uh uh
Just
an
force,
angry
yeah.
demeanor or
Just
force and all
force
that
and
stuff. Yeah.
authority. Sometimes, yeah, you just sometimes got to be able to see the other person's whatever the fuck they're
Yep.
going through. Cause like last episode we was talking about that, like you're not the only person out in the world. There's
Yeah.
other people are going through shit. Like
Yes.
maybe his mother's dying, or he had a
Hmm.
fight with his wife at the house.
Wife
Just
might have been cheating.
shit.
Anything.
Just yeah,
Anything.
it's
Anything.
people going through shit. Like,
Right.
so you got to be able to kind of interpret someone that's angry just because
Yeah.
of something that happened at the house,
Right.
as opposed to someone that just wants to be aggressive and, like you
Right.
said, maybe he's got a criminal history and he just want to do some shit and get
Yes, sir. You got to
he got.
siphon out the negative, and you honestly gotta look at it. Take them fucking Oakley shades off, thinking that
Oh Lord,
cool, and
you
take
don't put that
that.
stereotype. He got the buzz cut too.
Got that buzz cut, got that military fade going.
He got the
Shit, man.
fucking. He
I had it
got
at
like
one point.
He got
Yeah.
cameras in the house watching everything his wife do. He got the car tracked and shit.
He already know what his wife doing, but he know he can't do shit because he's a police officer. He gotta wait. He gotta
Shit.
plan that shit.
Shit, them guys.
uh,
I heard some stories about cops and they wives, right?
oh my
They be
god.
some of the craziest motherfuckers. Like they actually abuse the just because they know people in the system and abuse it
Yeah,
just to keep her ass tortured
just to
or in
keep her.
check
Yeah,
or
to
in check or whatever.
keep her in that house, keep her in that domain, and shit. And military too. I empathize with military. Military. Oh man, the domestics, and especially when on deployment, I fucking empathize with them. So I'm glad I'm not in the military right now, and I honestly, I'm glad that I didn't have to endure that, because I wasn't married when I was in the military, and I'm just kind of glad I wasn't, because I saw that happen, even to some of my not close friends, but people that I just knew, acquaintances and fellow fellow SF security forces members, and it's a tough time, man. People do they do fucked up shit, and if you're working a job where you have to be within a certain, you have to behave yourself. You got to
Yeah.
behave yourself, and you got to be within it. I mean, we're all under the confines of the law anyway. We all went through form. I call it, I've actually looked this up. It's formal and informal social controls, from yay high up until before you become an emerging adult. And a lot of times we lose sight of that because we don't know how to deal with, you know, the informal things, which is, marriage, family, and other shit that's not really bounded by too many rules. Is about all the emotions, and some people don't know how to deal with that shit. So, um, fuck yeah, that's true with the wives
Yeah.
and man.
They be having those painted rocks, or they have a certain color in the light bulb
Oh
fixture
hell no.
outside.
Yes,
I'm sorry, that's what I heard. I don't know if that's rumors, but
that.
they said that's how you could tell that my significant other is
Yeah.
deployed or something, and
Oh,
y'all can swing on through.
y'all can go ahead and keep her happy for me while I'm gone,
That's what
so she don't
that,
leave me.
that's the rumors I've heard. It's always some kind of colored light fixture,
No,
or
I ain't.
they
That's a
got some kind of rock or some shit out in the
yeah.
yard or some stupid shit.
I ain't never. I mean, I've heard something like that, but that's funny. I ain't heard that in a while.
Like
Shit.
I said, I'm sure it's probably just rumor because everyone knows that shit.
Yeah, but
She
honestly,
got,
it,
she
it's
got,
always it's always funny till it happened to you though. Until it happened to you, it's like
yeah,
it's always
yeah, it
But that's
is.
comedy though. It's supposed to be that way. That's the way it is.
I don't know
So,
what they call them military, but it's like the Jody situation.
oh damn, oh my
Jody gonna
god.
take care of her, man.
Yeah, Jody gotta. I mean, he really gonna take care of her. At least physically, he will.
Eating all
Jesus
the
Christ,
kids' fruit snacks and shit at the house.
he gonna drink up all the Kool-Aid, or
Yeah,
you
juicy
know,
juice and shit.
or
Yeah.
the Mountain Dew Zero, or whatever you drink in your household. You gonna drink all that up.
Put in your
Oh my
pants. You
god.
might try your damn pants on that you left over there too. Shit. Oh
Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
yeah, baby. These perfect
These
size.
fit real nice.
He over there playing dad for you.
That's disrespect. I mean, honestly,
That is
if
fucked
if you
up though,
if
bro.
you if you fucking if you allow your wife to do that with somebody. I mean, some people are like that. They like to swing, or they just say, "Hey, man, every now and then, every 30 days or every 60 days, you can bang somebody else. I don't want to know about it. I'm gonna do the same." Some marriages are like that, and that's whatever floats your boat, whatever the fucking get your rocks off, fine. But my thing is don't try on none of my clothes, man. Like that. That's
That's
a
my shit,
that's
bro.
a boundary killer. That's a like that deal is off now. Like you fucked it up for that month.
Well,
Wait, maybe
you,
you'll act better next month.
hey, he said you way overseas, 1,000 miles away.
Yeah.
It's all fair game.
Eating the kids fucking Scooby snacks and
Hmm.
fruit snacks and shit, man.
Driving the car you paid for, just driving that shit
Oh
around,
man, bruh,
pick
that is
picking up other girls and chicks and shit.
fucked up. Oh man. Speaking of, well, you know what? Honestly, to turn this back to real quick, because there was an interesting story that came out. Because as you aware, I'm sure you've already heard that Breonna Taylor, she her family reached a settlement. I believe it was for her killing. Unfortunately, it was 12 million. So that the city, I forget the city. I'm sorry, but the city, the courts reached a settlement with her and her family. So they decided to pay the family.
Louisville.
Louisville. Yeah, sorry, yes, Louisville. And the settlement's 12 million. So there was a lot of blowback, a lot of talk about it, because you know how some people are going to come out, oh damn, they got that much, why they get that much, and then the
Mm.
whole, oh, that money could go to
Huh.
this and that. So
All that
here
money ain't gonna bring them back
ain't gonna
though.
bring it back.
So
But here's what I wanted to, because these side stories come out whenever something happens. They bring up, and here's one thing that I found kind of like oddly disrespectful, but you have to look at it objectively instead of just being offended. Like if we stop being offended by every single thing and we look at it objectively, we can actually see the right and wrong in everything. And we can see from both, or however many perspectives there are, we can at least understand it. And I'm very firm in thinking, what happened to her was fucked up and it shouldn't have happened. She shouldn't have been killed in the first place. Now, some people are blaming the fact that she was of who she was dating, that the house was flagged for multiple searches, because of whoever maybe lived there before, or maybe the boyfriend was dealing drugs, and maybe she was sideways, sideline helping out a little bit or something like that, or whatever this side story is. I look at the nucleus of it and what actually happened. So if I'm about to buy a house or rent a place, and they fail to tell me that, oh yeah, by the way, this house, it was subject to a lot of searches and seizures over the last 5 years, and
Local crack house.
local crack, but they fixed it up. It's all nice. You can stay in it now, whatever. And let's just say, for instance, my boyfriend have got my boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever. If you're a woman, boyfriend, man, girlfriend, whatever you may be, my significant other was in some dealings, but it was nefarious activity, but it wasn't nothing. It's nothing to really scoff at, coming in unannounced, looking for someone else, coming into my house unannounced, breaking down the door, coming in, and then you're shooting because you don't know who's in your house. My thing is that at the base level, you don't really know who's coming in your house. Now, I don't know. I wasn't there. Did they announce that they were police officers before they broke the door down? Obviously, some people would think obviously so, right? But I'm thinking, I just want people to put this in perspective. You laying in your bed, someone busts down your door, and then you start to shoot, or maybe I don't know if they announced that they're police officers before or not, but it's going to startle you. So you might grab your gun and shoot instinctively anyway. My thing is that they didn't know who was in the house. It's like people are trying to blame her for who she was dating and this, that, and the other. I'm like, well, the thing is that regardless, yeah, it might have been a bad choice to put yourself in certain situations in your life, and whatever. And I'll bring up a point later about that, because we have daughters and we got to show them and teach them about not putting themselves in certain situations, but also not, you know, playing the victim all the time, and not always thinking that you're a victim all the time and that the situations are going to save you. Like, people are going to save you. It's not always like that. So they came in there, shot, whatever, shot. So she's dead. She's not coming back. And it's like people are now like, they're trying to blame like her for like, okay, well, she was doing this anyway. Like she deserves to die or something. Like
Hey,
that
that
doesn't,
seems so that always seems to be a narrative when it comes
yeah,
to somebody being killed. Like I don't care really. Like it's a lot of things people can do that I say like they don't deserve to be killed. I
yeah.
mean, like pedophilia and some other shit. I'm like, yeah, you can go ahead and shoot them. I ain't I
We,
ain't
we
gonna
know
hold
we,
no
we know
vigil
your
for them.
stance on that already. We
But But yeah, like like people
yeah.
don't just deserve to be shot in the street just because 2 years ago they stole a fucking Snickers out of the 7-Eleven or some shit.
And that's what they link it to. They
Yeah,
justify like, well, maybe he
just
was
that
up to
one
some more
thing.
activity that could have, like, you can't say that. You can't
Yeah,
just
people
make a
change just as easy as they can be bad. They can easily go back to being someone
yeah.
great.
And guess what? He was a legal gun owner. He had, now, was he into, like I said earlier, some other type of activity, illegal? No one, I don't even think really no one truly, I haven't read the backstory on him. They're not going to put all this out there like that. Like, you can run as many checks on people as you want. Look him up and see what his background says. But regardless of that, you sit up there and say, oh, well, they said that they weren't even looking for him. So why they, but it was a wrong, that's why they let him out. I think
Yeah,
that was, so my thing is how did that killing justify you being upset because, oh, the family got 12 million, but she was still involved with him, and she was probably selling drugs too, or doing this, doing that. I'm like, yo, that's not the situation. That's not what
yeah,
it was. You got to separate that from what actually happened. See, it'd been a different story if they were looking for him, and then they
yeah,
busted in, announced they were the police, and then he came out, guns blazing, shooting, 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 and she happened to get hit,
yeah,
and then it would have been like still fucked up, but at least the police did their job. It would have been justified because they don't know who's in the house.
yeah. They
So that it would have been a different story. But people always try to, it kind of makes me upset that they can't look objectively at something. It's like, oh, the police were right all the time and they're never wrong.
never,
So
yeah.
too bad. It's just like
But
y'all get good cops hurt.
Yeah.
You know.
And at the same time, they don't want to. Those be like the same people don't want to wear a mask at Walmart,
Well,
just to be. They oh yeah, I don't know. Is
initially,
is
initially
it
I was
and
upset too. The first day I was. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't know because remember when it first happened 4 or 5 months ago, there was no provisions, no signs up. People were just like, "Oh, you need to wear your mask," but there was no signs up.
yeah,
There was videos
they
on
weren't
Facebook.
really and they weren't really enforcing it like
Yeah,
that
they weren't
hard.
really
Like
enforcing it. So I
it was
kind of thought
just
the
kind of
same shit. I was like, I ain't gonna put on this mask, man. Like, what are you talking about? And then, it took me. It's not that I conformed to it, but I'm just like, now,
just
if you
it
can't
is
even
what it
buy
is.
goods anywhere, it is what it is. It's like, okay, I'll put a mask on for 15. It take me 15 minutes to go in the store and get what I need to get quick. I'm a quick grocery shopper. I know exactly what I want. I know where it is. You know,
Yeah.
so my wife takes 2 hours. Fine, that's what she want to do. Me, I know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah,
So wearing a mask for
I like to go early too. Ain't nobody
yeah,
there. That way I can just
yeah.
zip through that motherfucker.
I put that mask on 15 minutes and I'm out. It's no it's not a burden on me to you know what I'm saying. I'm not
Yeah.
pissed off. So whatever. But
Yeah. But yeah, at the same time, the cop is never right. You should follow authority. Like what
yeah.
happened to the authority, following it when you gotta put that mask on for a couple minutes, bro.
Well, what happened to justice? Like my thing is what happened to actually respecting the badge and your job and what you got. Like like
Some of these cops, man, people see that shit and they're just like, man, this is ridiculous.
you know what it is too, bro. People they have this uncanny ability because here's what it is. They try to conflate policy with law at the same time. So it's like now people are just okay. So I'm a security guard, right? I'm a security officer. So people think that I got arrest powers and this like I can just be a fucking vigilante in the hospital doing what I want and putting my hands on people and kicking them out and doing like people need to understand that policemen that's not their job to go out there and be fucking gods on the streets and doing what they
Superheroes,
want, huh?
some superhero type shit.
Yeah. Like this is not fucking John Shafts and John Shaftina's female shafts out there, just I know it's cool in the movies. I mean, I watch In the Heat of the Night. I watch Chuck, fucking Walker Texas Rangers and all the fucking, of the
Yeah.
world and shit. But that's not what it's like, man. So
Yeah.
people need to get that out of their stupid ass head, man.
Yeah. Jaywalker, a cop should never go get someone that just did some jaywalk and just start beating the shit out of them in the street. That's excessive.
That
You,
all you
you
do is write them a citation, and that's
yeah,
what you do. Yeah.
you ain't breaking up a drug cartel or some shit. Like it's just someone that crossed the street wrong.
And guess what? At the end of the day, the dude that he jaywalking and that because at the end of the day, also they want to let's just be real about this. When police officers are called, they want to make sure because see they can't always follow up on everyone who has warrants and this that and the other. So they want to run your name. They're going to want to do that, but legally, unless you break a law or like I said, they jaywalk. Yes, you still need to get pulled over and stopped by the police if you're jaywalking. But my thing is, if they start running, they just flee and whatever. Because for jaywalk, like that's a dime a fucking dozen. Like people jaywalk every day. You don't see nobody like
And then
getting
on
their
top
ass.
of it, yeah, it's not enforced like that
Yeah, it's not
anyway.
even
Like,
enforced. Like I'd probably jaywalked in front of a cop before, and he was just like, "I ain't dealing with that shit today," and he kept driving.
or don't even care because it's like, like motherfuckers do that all the time.
Lord, man, Lord, yeah.
Yeah, the J don't beat the shit out the jaywalk. And then they also, what's on top of that? It does show you like where that cop's mind is at. That he
Yes.
just wants to just jump on that.
Oh, I'm about to get
Hmm.
that. Like, I'm gonna make my
Maybe,
fucking commander proud today, my
yeah,
captain proud.
yeah. Like,
Lord, man.
or is it just a person that did, or I don't know. It's
Might
circumstances.
it's circumstantial. Might recognize them. They
Yeah,
they might be amped up. They just got done drinking a fucking Monster Energy drink, and they
yeah.
just like fucking
L-
ready.
He's like, I know that motherfucker got a kilo on
He
him.
got to look at the way his pants are sagging or something. He got
Something
to have something
stupid.
in there.
Look at all them tattoos.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but you know what? Honestly, like I said, I'm proud of security forces. So, and 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 the thing is this: I get that. Okay, there's certain things you do have to look for, inconsistencies in people and their demeanor, how they talk, or as far as if they're on drugs or this, that, and the other, slur speak. Like there's techniques and things that cops use that they're trained for that does come in handy, but it has to be in the right setting, the right situation, because and it also has to be coming from a place of I'm going to say of lawful logic, because if you just go out there and just assume everything for the worst, it's like it's kind of like you shouldn't be a cop. Like cops shouldn't be afraid of cameras recording them. They shouldn't be afraid of people defending themselves, and upholding the law and upholding the standards of that police officers need to be, like telling them, hey, you need to uphold the law.
Auditing. Auditing.
Yeah, auditing, but not even just auditing. Like someone, like what I hear sometimes a lot is, oh, like when a police officer meets someone who actually understands the law, knows their rights. Oh, what are you, a lawyer? Do I got to be a lawyer to fucking understand how the law works and understand what my rights are? Do I got to be a fucking lawyer for that? No. If I
Gotta
know my,
know. Yeah. Just
if
gotta
I,
know your rights, man.
yeah, that's it. And they get offended because they want to be able to do what they want to do. Some, not all, not all, some.
Yeah.
So people got to let go of that notion. Just like I had that debate with the man, with fellow coworker, born in the '60s and '70s, thinking everybody's all this and everything is just like nothing like nothing should change from his era. Like it should be that way. And I'm just like,
Hey,
yo,
I wish all the, we still had all the drugs they had access to, and I wish, I wish I could buy a house with like what $10,000 or some shit.
oh hell yeah,
I would
oh
love
man.
that too, man.
Oh, Columbus they had a nice market back then for them houses. My grandma paid her house off so quick, and she owned it, and she lived in Columbus, and I'm just like, and she got that house. I'm pretty sure it was on like 40, $50,000. Nice
Yeah.
house.
And now it's like what 150 maybe.
Shit, more than that. The average house nowadays is probably about 225, man.
Damn.
You ain't gonna get nothing good if you'll still find houses for less than
Take
that, but
take you about 50, 30 years to pay it off.
however long you can pay it in.
Yeah. And then on
But
top of that shit, college was pretty cheap too, man.
yeah, college was
So
pretty cheap. It was. But
so
but
yeah.
but
So if everything was still like that, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't bitch or complain about nothing, man.
but my thing is that he don't understand the gentleman I debate with, freedom
It's
of
all
information.
it's
The
all changed.
information, misinformation is at our fingertips. So
Yeah.
now that we're more knowing, it's like now because cops in the '80s
Uh
and '70s,
I
'60s,
won't say all knowing, but we have
well, we
access.
know more. We have
We have
access.
access.
And my thing also is that a lot of the cops back then were doing fucking nefarious shit and doing all that. And people, you had to go to a fucking library to look up the law and just to find out how to, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. How they're
so
supposed to act.
yeah,
But well, like I was saying, that's why like one because I've been getting into these audit channels on YouTube,
yeah,
and man, like just me and you, like if you just turn your phone on and
mm-hmm,
audit that or have record the whole incident,
yes.
you can audit the cop, and man, you might get you like 10K just because he did something stupid.
Didn't read you your rights, didn't anything.
It's
It
not
could have been
just
anything,
something
something.
and it's called auditing. And if people don't think that's right, like when you go to work, don't you get a review and shit like that about how you're doing your job?
Exactly.
Why can't we do that to a cop? Like he
And
should
we
know his shit.
and people do, and they catch, and it's not because they're looking for a check. I mean, some people might be out there ordering so they can look
I
for
ain't
a
gonna
check.
lie, I'm
You know,
looking for a check, man. I want them to call me all kind of fucked up things. Please, please do.
Punch me one good time, and I'm gonna
I
act like I'm
know.
knocked out, and then I'm gonna get myself.
Shit, he punched me. I'm like, I need an ambulance stat, bro. Make sure, make sure there's a personal injury lawyer
Yeah.
in the ambulance as they're coming to get me, bro.
Damn straight. Damn right. Yeah. Oh
But
man. Damn.
but I mean seriously though, you people should do
Yeah.
that because
Yeah.
like we be talking about, the cop needs to know what he can and can't do. Like he can't just be being fucking Johnny Vigilante and shit.
And see, check this out. Now, what's happening? Because see, people are auditing, right, and actually getting settlements in court for this stuff. If they put some of that police funding into the going through the proper channels, putting it
Yeah.
into learning the law better, actually
Training.
training their getting their mental status, getting their mental their psyche, getting their mental capacity or whatever looked at. Like my thing is that for because mental disorder is a real thing, but if you actually put money into things that mattered, like that honestly, the auditors, you can audit all day, but if the cop already knows what to do, there should be nothing to fucking
Yeah.
worry about.
He shouldn't, like you said, he shouldn't be like, go ahead and film all of it. I want
Yeah,
you
I don't
to.
give a shit. Because guess
Because
what?
I'm,
Because what we get out on the streets now, what I'm noticing, because I watch, a lot of channels like there's one channel I watch, I'm subscribed to. I think it's Audit America or something like that.
okay.
And a lot of the cops, they that are on his that he comes into contact with, they say that, right? They say, "Oh, you can record all you want. I'm recording too." But they let their ego get to their head. The
They
the
get,
the
yeah,
the, the officer is like,
kind of get
they let their
mad.
they get mad, and they don't understand. It's like, hey, you have the power of lethal fucking force. You have to have the most calm fucking facade and internal I'm just saying internal calmness. I can't get my words together tonight, but y'all see what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
You got to have that instinct. You got
Kind
to
of
be able to
read that whole fucking situation.
situation. You got to be able to discern between like when to fucking like unless they you got to know. You got to know. You a cop, man. You got the
Yeah.
power to take somebody's life, bro, under lawfully, that is, not just anytime you want, but lawfully. If the situation arises to that, you got to know what the fuck to do. Because cops can actually they're good at anticipation, I won't lie, but they can be their own worst enemy because they can actually get a rise out of people, or they can get a rise out of themselves, and they can actually elevate the situation to a level that it doesn't need to be, just because their ego gets involved. So they need to really just take a chill pill with that shit, man, because there are very good cops out there. I know many, many good cops. Many of my friends prior military are cops now. I respect the hell out of them. I always commend cops when they do a good job. Hell, shit, I still there still need to be police on the street, the ones that are doing a good job and are actually want to serve and protect. But my thing is you got to get these fucking vigilante cops out of here, the ones that just the ones that just want to abuse their power and authority and do what they want to do. Those are the ones you got to get out of here. I'm not
Yeah.
talking about the ones that are actually doing their job the right way.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, definitely. Just,
Shit.
yeah. So when we say defund, it's just, just a reform. Let's look at shit logically and do do some shit that's gonna better the whole police department or
Right.
system or whatever.
Right. And then
But
go ahead, man. Go ahead. Yeah. Yeah.
nah, I wanted to talk a little bit. You talked about prior military. I was gonna
Mm-hmm.
ask you how you feel about this thing with the postal service.
Oh, with them being involved in that scandal with the whole with the election coming up.
Nah, not even that. People were talking about how the postal service is losing money and
Oh,
um all this, like it's not a good service, and it's
well,
like it seems like people are just getting this notion that the postal service is like a bit private business and
oh, okay.
it's losing money, and
Well, it's definitely government, and it's
and now they're
definitely
yeah now they're talking about they want to get rid of postal service and shit like that.
okay. And turn it and hand it over to fucking who? Because
I don't
honestly,
know.
here's
Just
the
I
thing.
guess cut it. I don't know what they're trying to do, but
I
then but then it, you know, it goes back into what you were saying. They're talking about how it's gonna be voter fraud and all this wild shit. Like
yeah, all that wild shit.
when you know people been voting through the mail for years and years, way before
Decades.
now,
Well, shit,
and
man. You know what I think? The fucking. I mean, let's put it. Let's be real with it. I mean, I've
all of
gotten.
it. But the thing, yeah, but the other thing is on now is like some kind of problem going on, and
Well, my
I
problem is I ain't had the right mail. The last fucking 2 weeks I've been getting so and so's mail. And like if you're talking about just service, then I understand mistakes happen. But
yeah.
lately it's been out of hand. I've
Well, I think that's kind of because I forgot. I didn't they cut some fuck. What was it? They got rid of some sorting machines or
mm,
something weird happened with this whole little.
I didn't even hear about this, man. I feel like I'm out of the loop.
Oh yeah.
Shit.
Well, we might have to talk about it more next
Yeah, because I,
episode
I
then.
need to find out about this, man.
But yeah, it's been like I said. It seems like now it's some big deal and it's supposed to be some scandal going on when it was never a scandal prior.
mm,
And now they're talking about getting rid of almost just I guess getting rid of the postal service
disbanding the
now.
postal service? That sounds
Some
highly
some
unlikely.
some like that. I'm not sure. I've read some. Well, I haven't read too much into it, but I know, like I said, it just seems like I guess the our little leader started talking about postal service, and now all of a sudden everyone's like,
Right.
oh yeah, it's losing money, and
The hell?
it's gonna be all this voter
Well,
fraud, and
we'll see. Here's
it's
the thing
wild.
too.
It's a
Here's
big circus, basically.
yeah. Here's the thing though. It's gonna be a really fucked up game because see, many people are all about the new. Well, it's not even really a new wave. We've been having email for the longest time, but electronic mail is not a good idea because that you can get hacked, and that's why they still have the basic standard mail delivery, mail getting documents. But I mean, who they gonna put that on? Fucking UPS, or they don't put it on them. I mean, I don't hate UPS, but or FedEx either. But like shit, man. Like who you gonna put that responsibility on? How the hell we gonna get our mail? Are you gonna just go with a private entity or
which
an
they're
outside?
which like I just said, they're talking about this as a private entity, and it's like, no, it's a service. Like you
Yeah,
said, it's a government service.
it's the government service. This is a
Uh,
government job. People retire from that shit and get
yeah,
fucking you know
but that's the only reason I said that was because how you said prior military, they go to that's one of the biggest employers right there is the postal
right,
service.
right. I hear
So
you. I'm a, you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna look into it some more, and we can talk about that on the next segment for sure. I'll
all
read
right,
into it. I don't want to talk like I know what's going on with that because I really
yeah,
honestly don't. I really don't.
yeah, but
But if it is,
yeah,
that's fucked up.
yeah, it's like I said, it's a circus now, and now there's some spotlight put on it, but
Yeah.
just because a
All right. Well.
certain cult out there, like you know, are
Oh
getting
Lord.
this cult's getting told that oh, it's like well, actually he told them to vote twice, vote by mail and drive to the ballot.
And drive to the ballot.
Which I was kind of like, that's a good idea. I guess I'll follow that advice.
Might as well.
I mean, it's not gonna be for who you think it is,
I mean, it's,
but
it's a way. It helps. I mean, means
and
to an
then
end, I
and
guess.
then that's another crazy thing that he actually told people to do some illegal shit. It's
Well,
like, damn,
you know how he get down, man. He just says what he just like, hey man,
whatever.
hey, vote
It's
how you
just
can
to
and
me
follow
that's
up
just
on that vote.
to me it's just so crazy because it's like we never had another president tell you to like we've never had a president that endorsed products and fucking was selling shit so much like bro like I'm like
Openly,
yeah openly
just
and
openly.
telling
At least
people to do all this
it
wild shit and
it happened, but it was behind closed doors. Like you didn't want that getting surfaced into the public. This dude's just like, I fuck, go out there and fucking raid the post office if you want. Get
whatever.
them votes in.
Yeah, it's like what the fuck
Oh man,
over here at the desk fucking like I said, basically doing product placement, man. That
Yeah,
shit is wild, man.
I don't see anybody else running the country. I mean, honestly, I don't try. I'm not saying I'm voting for anybody or voting for him, but I mean, who else we gonna have in office? I mean, there's no one else to really just go. Just let's get through another term. I don't think anyone
I
really
have
hates the man.
I don't hate him either. I'm just it's just we need a new, just like we said we need a new thing for the justice system. We need something for the, I guess, these branches of the government. Like I feel it should be some kind of jury duty type thing. You just pick random strain. You just pick
Yeah.
random U.S. citizens,
Oh
and
Lord.
they do maybe, they'll get the year salary and they just do that position for that year,
Yeah.
switch it
Yeah.
over to another person.
Okay.
That way
Yeah.
they
Well,
can
because
that way they can do their product placement and get
yeah.
all them back end deals. Like, come on, man, I want a piece of the pie too. Shit.
Yeah, I know. I want some. I need the American dream too. Because
Damn.
the contending pool, the president, the candidates that we have are just oh my god, it's very questionable. At least we would only have to endure if it was another citizen, endure that for just a month or
Just
two
1 year. Well,
or
like
a
I said,
year,
just a year.
just a
That
year.
way they get their salary. They
Get your
get all these,
bearings.
yeah, get all these back end deals going, and they could go buy them a damn, what, $20,000 fridge or whatever they want.
And you say, hey, at least I did it. I held down the presidency of the United States for a year. At least you can tell your
Yeah.
kids some epic fucking stories.
Yeah, I was
So
president when I was president for that year.
yeah, yep,
But
damn right.
but but no, I mean, that's what I feel like our whole, system of, what is it, the not judicial, the executive. Like we should just
um,
switch the representatives out like that.
oh, I got you. I see. Yeah,
That
no,
that way we don't have someone that's been there fucking 50 years that's a boomer and still thinks it's
yeah.
the fucking 60s or 70s or some
Well, yeah,
shit.
exactly, dude. Well, see, well, see now, see that's why a lot of people because see that what's her name AOC
Yeah.
Cortez, that lady.
Yeah.
Now a lot of people don't think she should be up in there. She hits because she's a progressive and all
Yeah.
that. So,
That's
but
probably more the reason why, but
yeah, I know because you got to have. I mean, don't get me wrong. She's, I mean, she's very ambitious, and I,
hmm
yeah, I feel
I admire that at
I,
least.
I at least I admire that. But I mean, some of her, I've even had a change of thought on universal health care a little bit because I thought about, all the money. I know that we need these basic needs, these basic standards, which is, healthcare, food, and what did you say last week?
Just shelter.
Shelter.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: it's just a lot of people, and I understand the sentiment because I think that should be true too. But that's going to be coming out of everybody's pocket. It's not going to be something the government just going to front up like that. Like universal health care is something that is like even at its basic form of healthcare. You look at the numbers on how much it costs now, just coming out your own pocket to find that. Like universally, if that shit was for, I mean, it would be. We'd all have some kind of basic health care, but it would be your paychecks would dwindle down. So, oh my god, you wouldn't be working for free. I'd say you'd be getting at least 30-40% less in your paychecks than what you get now. It's just kind of one of those things. Like, I do like the idea of universal health care. I like the aura and the what the potential of, in my mind at least. But
Yeah.
I look at like because there's negatives and positives to everything. We can be as
Yeah.
objective and we can look at things like positive, like, oh man, that could happen. But I mean, you really got to look into it in the numbers and just,
Well,
So
see the
I'm 50-50 with it. I'm 50-50 with
well,
it.
my whole thing is, once we do that, it's you got to be you just got to keep, evolving with how it works, and cuz
Right,
like you
right.
said, it's not going to be perfect. It's just we need to figure out the basic things, and then if something doesn't work, you take it out. We, just you got to keep trying to fix it. Like it's not, because I mean, hell, there's other countries that do it, but like you said,
Yeah,
I think they get less, or they get more taken out their paychecks and certain things
stuff
like
like that.
that.
But they,
But
they enjoy. I've noticed though that especially I think it's in Italy and Europe and like
Switzerland, yeah,
Switzerland,
they actually have a higher quality of life
quality of
in some of
life.
those
Yes,
countries as well, man.
they look happy. They look happier. They're with their
Hell
family more.
yeah.
The guys get like fucking 2-3 months off to be home with the family after they have.
Yeah.
I'm just like, damn, like how can they? Because the
Saw
people
these
put so
nice
much
perks.
money. Yeah, maybe we. But do you? But I don't see the American populace actually
We just
converting
gotta
to
wait
that
for all
way.
them. We gotta wait for all them boomers to die or some shit. I don't know.
don't
or
don't
or
don't sound like
or
Oprah now.
or we could just vote them out, one or the other.
Lord.
Like I
Oh
said, some of these
man.
people that's been in government for 40, 50 years, and I mean, shit is still the same way. Like, bruh,
Right.
we gotta switch it up. Like, we need different ideas and different ways to implement shit.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I mean, shit, what we like $3 trillion in debt any
Shit,
goddamn way.
probably more than
So,
that. Probably
so
way more than that. I mean, we
yeah,
were dwindling it down. We were down to probably about 2 trillion, and after coming back from 10 or 12, now we back up like 6 or 7. I don't fucking know. I don't know where
just
we at.
fuck it, just run that bill up, man. It'll, like you say, it would just burn it down. Fuck it.
Well, no. What? But my other suggestion, real quick, because it was. My thing is, if because increasing salaries, increasing wages, but also letting people open up more businesses, taking out SBA loans and because if everyone, because I got a product, I got things I want to sell as far as a product, as far as a business, and that I'm trying to get into eventually in the future. And my thing is a lot of people don't understand is that if you want that universal health care, fine, I'm all about it. But we as a people got to, white, black, Mexican, Puerto Rico, whatever, we got to be able to take that hit from that paycheck, so that way we can have those benefits. Okay, when your wife get pregnant, or you got cancer and you
Yeah,
didn't have the money,
you
you have
suddenly
that.
fucking die and some shit. I mean, you want some kind of
Yeah,
net there,
right.
so you
But we got
know
to be able
people
to
aren't gonna
take
be
the
fucked.
hits. We got to take the hits though. We're gonna have to, if that's what everybody fucking wants. But I
And
think the government should definitely think about, hey, we need to increase these salaries so
make
that way we can
just
take.
make sure, yeah, make sure we help people that
Yeah,
need it,
yeah,
and at the
you
same
know.
time legalize all the drugs, and
Oh shit.
because then they can sell the drugs themselves, and
Oh, and that
we
way the
can
circle of
we
life,
can we can balance this budget out a little better.
I guess, and balance out the population from overpopulating, which many government officials, they may not say it
Oh
outwardly,
Lord.
but they no, because the drug dealers will sell and people are going to die from using drugs anyway. I mean, it's hard to,
Well,
everybody
shit.
can't be saved, everybody can't be helped.
Yeah, and even
So,
on top of that, I'm like, shit. Let's make suicide booths on the street
oh
corners at least.
Jesus Christ, I'm gonna leave that one. I'm gonna leave that subject alone just for the night.
Be
Just
like
for the night.
be like Futurama, man.
Oh man, but see,
Suicide booths on every corner.
but at least we're being realistic about it, because it's like we there's resources for us to help, for people to obtain and to seek help from, but it doesn't work for everyone. So it's inevitable that people are gonna look, people are gonna off themselves, people are gonna die from drug overdoses. People, you help as much as you can. So
Mhm.
that's a natural part of circle of life anyway. It's gonna happen, just like in the motherfucking jungle. It's gonna happen. So I think that's not a bad plan. As like I said before,
Yeah.
as a country, we got to be able to take that, definitely that tax hit
Take
on
it,
that. We got
evolve
to.
things, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep. Yeah.
because
So,
it's ways to do anything.
but I also don't want to end up like, some people don't want like some people don't like that aspect because they don't want to free and like, because they don't. If
They
you've seen
they
it.
think somebody gonna mooch off the system. That's
Well,
probably
that too, but even the society, like if you have ever been, I've never been to Amsterdam, but I've read reviews. I heard that, or even China, or wherever,
he
many
said
countries
China.
overseas, many countries, many countries overseas are much dirtier. There's not as much funding that's going into, keeping certain
Uh,
things. So that's what people probably would be
But
concerned about,
it's just it's just fine tuning it once it's
Yeah,
implemented,
that's
man.
all it
That's
is.
all it is.
I just
And
like to bring
hell,
it up.
it
Go
would be
ahead.
nice if we did have some kind of progressive government like that. Like let's say how you were just talking about you want to build a business.
Hmm.
So let's say you know, your street, like you said, is all fucked up. You
Yeah.
drive, there's potholes everywhere.
Okay.
Let's just say, you know, you take it upon yourself and you're like, all right, I'll fix this street. You should be able to go to the government. They should be able to pay you for doing the service right there. And then
Okay.
with that money right on top of it, you know, you can buy more equipment and pave more roads and shit, man. Hire more people.
Yeah.
Some shit
I see
like
where you're
that.
coming from. I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I'm not advocating to be a progressive. I'm not advocating to be a libertarian or a Democrat or a
I don't
Republican.
flipped you, man. I don't flipped you.
No, you ain't
I
flip shit.
got you. I got you, man.
You ain't flip shit. Because honestly,
You want us to be on welfare, man.
no, fuck no. That's a big ass mistake. Hell no.
I'm
Hell
joking,
no.
man.
I know you
You
that
over
because
here
that's what
talking about
lot of
free health care and shit. You sound like a communist to me, man.
No, man. I'm all about honestly. I just want to honestly. Some people might think I'm more conservative because honestly, I don't like the idea of too much free shit all the time. I've never really been about that. If help is
I,
there and you need it, then fine. But I've never really been on that train to just. But that don't make me a conservative because I'm also about if you need the help, then it's there. Then if you need it, if you desperately need it, and you meet that criteria, fine. But I've always pulled myself out of shit, and I
yeah.
never really looked to. So I'm not really trying to go that route. But unless there's things that people
Like
need,
we
like
said, man, it's just a safety net, man. It's not like if you meet the requirements, yeah, fine, so be it.
but there's
But
people that go through trauma, like people, prior service members go through trauma. They go through that really, it could be myself included or anybody that's, they need that help too. Because honestly, there's people that come out of the military and come out of prison, they fucked up
yeah,
and they can't
PTSD
even hold
and shit.
down a job because they done flipped out on Carl, who been at fucking Home Depot 20 years, and then he loses his job the first week because he done beat Carl's ass for just
Yeah,
asking him if he
trying
needed
to tell him
assist.
to do his job or
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly. Yeah,
Need
it's
help.
rough, man. It's rough.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
And
but
that's
anyway,
another thing we need some kind of, you know, good mental health thing going on because it's a lot of depressed motherfuckers and
yep,
like
yep.
it's a lot of shit going on. And that's another thing I
You know,
feel like we don't take care of is mental health, man.
let's do this. Do me a favor. Because I ain't trying to end it early, but I got some shit I got to handle real quick. But
Yeah.
can we get into, because my next topic, ironically, as you brought that up, was going to be mental care, mental health care, even in prisons and amongst also reforming
Okay.
those who are eligible to be
Just that.
released into society to like reformed convicts, reformed offenders, reformed whatever, having those mental health care, any
Yeah.
type of health care in the prisons, and as well as training methods,
Uh,
uh,
kind of
call.
redirecting this energy that they had, and maybe
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
they'll
Turn into a
find that
positive.
spark and that passion, yeah, and be
There you go.
like, damn, instead of killing motherfuckers and selling drugs, this is, you know, I like making vases or some crazy shit.
Some whatever you ain't something
Whatever
as
that
long as you ain't
passion,
killing nobody.
yeah. But all right, yeah, definitely, man. So
Yeah, man.
this
Well,
was
we didn't
all.
even do the goddamn intro.
Nah, well, I got the snippet we did anyway. So,
I bet. I bet. Well,
but we could do an outro though.
yeah, for sure. As usual, this is your boy, this is your man Norris, aka Chub P,
Yeah.
unfiltered as always.
And it's Antonio, the communist Ortiz,
Bullshit.
aka Copycat Great.
I call bullshit.
It's another Nah, I want a utopian society where where I want everyone just to be a cog.
but just a cog for a means of some other fucking
I
grand
mean I
plan
mean,
or
yeah,
scheme.
for the grand design, which I wanna be on
Jesus.
top. I wanna be the one implementing.
Nah, you a cog too, motherfucker. If you
Nah,
a
hell
cog, if you
no.
want everybody else to be one, you one too, motherfucker.
Well,
You just as likely.
I wanna be King Cog then, goddamn it.
It make no sense. I ain't fucking with you no more. I'm getting off this bitch. All right,
Alright,
y'all.
have a great one.
Y'all have a great one, man.